Welcome to yet another episode of Software Engineering. Myself, Fazira Razak Hamza, PG Department of Computer Science, and I'm here to present on the course Principles of Software Engineering. So today we're going to discuss about Agile development. So what is agility? I'll just say the exact word meaning of agility. Agility means it is the ability to think and understand quickly. This is what agility in general means. Let's see what agility in the context of software engineering means. See, agile software engineering combines a philosophy and a set of development guidelines. The philosophy encourages customer satisfaction and early incremental delivery of software, which are small and highly motivated project teams. Informal methods, minimal software engineering work products, and overall development simplicity. The development guidelines stress delivery over analysis and design and active and continuous communication between developers and customers. It is important because the modern business environment that produces computer-based systems and software products is fast-paced and ever-changing. Since it is ever-changing, agility is an important factor. It has been demonstrated to deliver successful systems quickly. Only really important work product is an operational software increment that is delivered to the customer on the appropriate committed date. So, change is what software development is very much about, right? Changes in software being built, changes to the team members, changes because of new technology, changes of all kinds that may have an impact on the product they built or the project that creates the product. So, an agile team recognizes that software is developed by individuals working in teams, and that the skills of these people, their ability to collaborate, is at the core for the success of the project. So agility encourages team structures and attitudes that make communication among team members, like between the software engineers and managers, more facile. Facile means effortless. It emphasizes more on the delivery of operational software rather than giving importance to intermediate work products. It adopts the customer as part of the development team and works to eliminate the prevailing attitudes of superior and inferior that continues to prevail in many software projects. Simply call it as ego. And finally recognizes that a project plan must be flexible. So actually, since we're focusing on the flexibility of the software project, we have to work on all the aspects of the software project. So agility can be applied to any software processes, but it is essential the process be designed in a way that allows the project team to adapt tasks, conduct planning in a way that understands the changeability of an agile development approach. We also can eliminate all the work products except keeping the essential work products and emphasize more on an incremental delivery strategy that gets working software to the customer as fast as feasible for the product type and operational environment. So basically, agile development approach eliminates all the work products. Okay, so it just gives this operational software to the customer quickly as early as possible. So within the committed or commenced time, being it less is the main factor in agility. Let's move on to the next topic, that is, what is an agile process? An agile process must be adaptable. Since I said the software is always ever changing, right? So always an agile process must be adaptable. To manage all the unpredictabilities in the software process, we should say that agile processes must be adaptable. But continuous adaptation without forward progress accomplishes only a little, right? So an agile software process must adapt incrementally. This iterative approach enables the customer to evaluate the software increment regularly and provide necessary feedback to the software team and influence the process adaptations that are made to accommodate the feedback. Software increments, that means executable prototypes or portions of an operational system, must be delivered in short time periods so that adaptation keeps pace with change. Pace with change means it can be unpredictable. An effective catalyst for customer feedback is an operational prototype or a portion of an operational system. Hence, an incremental development strategy should be instituted. So, agile process is adapted incrementally. To accomplish incremental adaptation, an agile team requires customer feedback so that the appropriate adaptations can be made. Now we have some agility principles. So agility defines some agile principles. Why we need some principles? Because our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Okay, this is the first principle which we are going to follow. Welcome changing requirements even late in development. It adapts to changes for the customer's competitive advantage, right? So since we are focusing on the customer's competitive advantage, even it is late in the development also, we are welcoming changes. Deliver working software frequently from a couple of weeks to a couple of months with a shorter time scale. Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. So no one should be excluded. Everybody should actively participate throughout the project. Now build projects around motivated individuals. So what should we give them? Give them the environment and support they need and trust them to get the job done. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is what? Face-to-face conversation. Working software is the primary measure of progress. I have already mentioned that we'll be having an operational software with us. Okay. Agile processes promote sustainable development. We can say the sponsors, the developers, and the users should be able to maintain a constant pace throughout the project. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. So simplicity should be only for what? for the work done. And for the work not done, we should be easily notified about the work yet to be done, right? So that art should be maximized. The best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. And at last, at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. So these are the 12 agility principles to define agility. Not all principles are applied to every agile processes. Some models choose to ignore one or more of the principles. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is human factors. See, a number of characters or a number of traits must exist among the people on an agile team. Those people which are inside an agile team. Okay, so let's see what are the traits that are to be needed for people who are a part of the agile team. So first character or first trait a people need is that competence. In an agile development context, competence means inborn talent, specific software related skills, and overall knowledge of the process that the team has chosen to apply. Skill and knowledge of process can and should be taught to all people who serve as agile team members. The next trait is common focus. We know that members of agile team performs different tasks and bring different skills to the project. All should be focused on one goal, that is to deliver a working software increment to the customer within the time promised. So to achieve this goal, the team will focus on continual adaptations that will make the process fit the needs of the team. The next trait, that is collaboration. Software engineering is about assessing, analyzing, and using information that is communicated to the software team, creating information that will help all stakeholders understand the work of the team, and building information that provides business value for the customer. So to accomplish these tasks, team members must collaborate with one another, or they should communicate with one another. So the next trait is decision-making ability. The team should be given full freedom in decision-making for both technical and project issues. Our next trait is fuzzy problem-solving ability. So we know that software managers must recognize that the agile team will continually have to deal with ambiguity, and that the team must accept that the problem they are solving today may not be the problem that needs to be solved tomorrow. We have the next trait, that is mutual trust and respect. The agile team must develop the trust and respect that are necessary to make them strong enough. We have the next trait, that is self-organization. Actually, self-organization means to focus on three things. Let's see what are the three things. First thing is that the agile team organizes itself for the work to be done. Second thing is that the team organizes the process to accommodate its local environment. Third thing is that the team organizes the work schedule to best achieve delivery of the software increment. So these three things are included in self-organization. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is extreme programming, XP. That is the most widely used approach to agile software development. A variant of XP called Industrial XP, IXP, has also been proposed. IXP targets the agile process specifically for use within large organizations. Let's learn more about extreme programming or XP. XP defines a set of 5 values that establish a foundation for all work performed as part of XP. The 5 activities are communication, simplicity, feedback, courage, and respect. Each of these values is used as a driver for specific XP activities, actions, and tasks. Let's see what is communication. In order to achieve effective communication between software engineers and other stakeholders, extreme programming emphasizes close yet informal verbal communication between customers and developers for communicating important concepts, for getting continuous feedback, and the avoidance of voluminous documentation as a communication medium. Our next activity is, our value is simplicity. To achieve simplicity, XP restricts developers to design only for immediate needs rather than considering future needs. This is to create a simple design that can be easily implemented in coding. Next is feedback. Feedback is derived from 3 sources: the implemented software itself, the customer and other software team members. All these 3 sources provide feedback. By designing and implementing an effective testing strategy, the software provides the agile team with feedback. So extreme programming makes use of the unit test as its primary testing tactic. Courage. Courage is a certain XP practice. It is better to say, more than courage, it is better to say discipline. And an agile XP team must have the discipline to design for today, recognizing the future requirements, make change, thereby demanding substantial rework of the design and implemented code. Our next foundation or next value is respect. By following each of these values, the agile team inculcates respect among its members, between other stakeholders and team members, and for the software itself. Now let's see what is an XP process. See, extreme programming uses an object-oriented approach as its preferred development paradigm and focuses on a set of rules and practices that occur within the context of 4 framework activities. The activities include planning. Let's see what is planning. This activity begins with listening, which is a requirements gathering activity. So the first trait that is to be needed for planning is listening. Okay, so by listening, we are enabling the technical members of the XP team to understand the business context for the software and to get broad concept for required output and also major features and functionality. This listening leads to a set of stories that describe the required output, features and functionality for the software to be built. Each story is written by the customer and is placed on an index card. The customer assigns a value or a priority to the story. Now, the members of the XP team assesses each story and assigns a cost to it. New stories also can be written at any time. Customers and developers work together to decide how to group stories into the next release to be developed by the XP team. Once a commitment is made for a release, the XP team orders the stories that will be developed in one of the three ways. So how they are ordering the XP story, let's see. First one, all stories will be implemented immediately. As early as possible, all stories will be implemented. Second one, the stories with the highest value will be moved up in the schedule and implemented first. Third one, the riskiest stories will be moved up in the schedule and implemented first. So, after the first project release has been delivered, the XP team computes project velocity. Let's see what is project velocity. Project velocity is the number of customer stories implemented during the first release. As development work proceeds, the customer can add stories, change the value of an existing story, split stories, or eliminate them. The XP team then reconsiders all remaining releases and modifies its plan accordingly. Okay, this is what is known as planning. Now the next XP activity is design. So let's see what is design focusing on. XP design follows the KISS principle. KISS means keep it simple. Interesting, right? So the design provides implementation guidance for a story as it is written. So XP encourages the use of CRC cards as an effective mechanism for thinking about the software in an object-oriented context. CRC means Class Responsibility Collaborator Cards. What is it? Class Responsibility Collaborator Cards. What does they do? Identify and organize the object-oriented classes that are relevant to the current software increment. So the CRC cards are the only design work product produced as part of the XP process. So if a difficult design problem is encountered, XP creates the immediate creation of an operational prototype of that portion of the design called a spike solution to lower the risk when true implementation starts. So XP also encourages refactoring. Refactoring means construction of techniques. Refactoring is the process of changing a software system in such a way that it does not alter the external behavior of the code but yet improves the internal structure. This is known as refactoring. So I'll repeat. Refactoring is the process of changing a software system in such a way that it does not alter the external behavior of the code, but still it improves the internal structure. Our next activity is coding. Once the code is complete, it can be unit tested immediately, thereby providing instantaneous feedback to the developers. In my last class itself, I have quoted about unit test. A key concept during the coding activity is pair programming. What is it? Pair programming. This provides a mechanism for real-time problem solving and real-time quality assurance. As pair programmers complete their work, the code they develop is integrated with the work of others. So integrating the code with other code is what is known as pair programming. Next is testing. The unit tests that are created should be implemented using a framework that enables them to be automated. This results in a regression testing strategy whenever code is modified. After unit testing, integration and validation testing are carried out and provides the XP with a continual indication of progress. Then we also have XP acceptance test, which is also known as customer test, as specified by the customer and focus on overall system features and functionality that are visible and reviewable by the customers. So this is what is all known as XP process. And this is a figure showing the activities of XP programming. See, we have the first activity known as planning, which has user stories, values, acceptance test criteria, and iteration plan. Then we are moving on to the design section where we have symbol design, CRC cards, and we have spike solutions and prototypes. After designing, we are moving on to coding, where we are doing the pair programming and also refactoring. After that, we are moving on to the testing process, where we are conducting unit test for continuous integration and also acceptance test. Acceptance test is the customer test. Then we are releasing the software increment, where we have the project velocity is computed. This is the figure showing XP or extreme program. And thank you so much for listening.